slow drip of just pictures, videos. You could almost call it evidence. Information. It's a better word. And it's weird. I'm gonna say it's exhausting. My life is bigger than just this, so I'm not like getting exhausted by it. But as a fan, you're just like, what the heck is going on?
Forget about it. This baby's over.
Oh my goodness! One man. Goodbye. Hello, Heisman.
And most especially in 310 days in Ann Arbor, Michigan, on the football field.
Touchdown. No flag. Samuel cuts it back. Ohio State wins. Here's the run again. Donovan Edwards. Whoa! Can they catch him? No! Donovan Edwards again. The down.
All righty, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Scarlet and Blue Show. Episode Steph Curry,
30, man.
30.
Big 3-0.
Dirty 30. You're 30, right?
Yes, I am, sir. You're 31.
Yep. I'm your elder. Show me some respect.
You geezer.
Show me some respect. Yeah, let's talk about here. Going into week 10. 10, I think.
Yep, week 10.
Going into week 10. Lot to talk about today. First, special shout out to all of the subscribers. We hit that 100 subscriber mark this afternoon.
Man.
Well, Wednesday while we're recording this. So
No, I think we hit this afternoon.
as I said, yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
So that's awesome. Thank you everyone for following along. We're having fun with it. So yeah.
Very appreciative, man. Very appreciative.
So let's dive in, Garrison.
Oh, by the way, I don't know if you saw us today. I did hit 1,000 followers today. That did happen.
And you hit 1,000 followers.
Yeah, milestone after milestone today.
Just try to slow us down.
Oh man.
Try to slow us down. All right. Let's dive right in. And I feel like there's just always so much to talk about. I mean,
Yeah, there is.
on our list, like we just talked about we have the upcoming games, but I just every day, and I just gotta say one thing, Garrison.
I didn't put it on the list, but go ahead. I knew what you're gonna do. I didn't put it there, but please do.
Yeah, well, I don't know what you're gonna say. I think I know what you're gonna, I guess I think I know what you're gonna say, but it's just Rich Eisen had Bruce Feldman on today, and I was listening to it, and he's just talking about it just being a slow drip of just pictures, videos. You could almost call it evidence. Information. It's a better word. And it's weird. I'm gonna say it's exhausting. My life is bigger than just this, so I'm not like getting exhausted by it. But as a fan, you're just like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah.
And it's just, the video, if you haven't seen it, there's video and photos of what looks like or who looks like Connor Stallions at the Central Michigan game or on Central Michigan sideline when they played Michigan State
At night,
which I saw Lil Wayne courtside at the Lakers game wearing sunglasses.
that's Lil Wayne. That's Lil Wayne. He always wears sunglasses.
It's important that all the information's out there, Garrison.
Okay. They're putting Connor Stallion, the name of one of the greatest artists of all time.
When I think Lil Wayne, I think Connor Stallions. So yeah, I don't know, dude. It's I don't know what to make of it. There's still so many unanswered questions.
And real quick, no, go ahead, finish it. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say who's the Central Michigan coach, Jim McElwain, even was being like mysterious about it. The school hasn't said anything about it. Like you should clearly know who that was on your sideline. Like you just don't sneak on like that. And if you do, it makes Central look bad. And of course, if it ends up being Stallions, then it makes Michigan look just bad. And I don't know. I still think with the blue walls in full force, they want us in it. So I feel all right. But it's more now just kind of like, what? This is just annoying.
Yeah. I want to read something to you. I did read that whole article from The Athletic from Bruce Feldman. I did read it. I don't know. Did you get a chance to?
Are you talking about the coaches being interviewed?
Yep.
I do not have a subscription to Athletics. So no, I did not read it.
Oh,
Please
well,
share.
I did get a free one. So, it says how in one of the polls they had, it was like about 5 or 6 polls. It said, how severe are the allegations against you? I'm on the scale of 1 to 5, 5
Yeah.
being the highest, of course. 1 said 1, 1 said 2, 9 said 3, 16 said 4, and 23 said 5.
Yeah, I saw the bar charts.
Yep. Here's a few quotes here. In some ways, they should be held accountable for just the sheer stupidity, said a Sunbelt head coach. They could have done this for years and years and never been caught if they just been smart about it. Yeah, I mean, this right here was my favorite quote. Do I even have? I don't think I have it, Bryce, but I'll read this one to you also. We are wasting so much time and energy on this. We are employing individuals whose main jobs are to signal or still signals, he said. The technology is available. All these guys with different color shirts and these guys that have these boards up, it's just a bad look for our sport. I do agree with that. And we have touched on
Garrison.
it. And we have touched on that. And we have said that, the game should have, and if you can afford it, you can get it. These are all separate institutions. If you can afford it, go get it. But one I do want to read to you is this, Bryce, and I think this one it's the damning one. I don't believe Harbaugh organized or started it. I can agree with that. And I think this is the best quote in the whole article. But if some young guy comes up to me and says, I've got all their signals, well, I'm thinking, I know you did something you shouldn't have done. One Big Ten defensive coordinator, that was from a defensive coordinator, and he said this also. That's on the coordinators, as I have said. And if I'm the head coach and I'm watching one of my recruiting analysts have a constant flow of information with my coordinators during a game, I'm wondering what is going on there, or I'm an idiot. Bryce,
that's what Felton was saying. Oh, I guess he wrote the article, but yeah.
And Bo said the same thing. He said you're stupid if you don't know what's going on in your program. So, it was a good article. It was a good article.
Yeah. And then while this is all happening, there's talks of this contract, the extension coming sooner rather than later. So I don't know. If I take off a Michigan hat, it's an outrageous story. It is a preposterous banana land story. Like, what the heck is happening? Mm-hmm. But then you're right. Like every point you made, it's like this, for being a military academy graduate and being this sloppy.
He's a Marine.
He graduated from the United States Naval Academy, did he not?
Yeah, it's the Department of the Navy. We own them, but he's a Marine.
Yeah. Well, I know you have to be pretty intelligent to get in and graduate from any of those academies. Those are the cream of the crop.
Good test scores don't mean you're a smart person.
I suppose not. Not very street savvy. So I don't know.
I do want to say this because I know you don't like Mike Valenti, but this is very true. Because you remember back when those players he talked about today when those players had to take. I remember this when they had to take those steroid tests. They wanted them to take those steroid tests, Bryce. And he said all those years when they were whooping you guys, if that had came out at some point that if it was just like inkling that they were doing this, you guys would have came for their heads as an institution. You would have came for their heads, and that's true, Bryce. It's true.
Yeah, I don't like playing that game because of course, right? Like I think all of these rivals are going to prey on the downfall of others. So I mean, yeah, you're right. You're not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But if the roles were reversed, we would be doing the exact same thing, you and I. And that's the way it should be. And that's beautiful.
Yep.
Yeah, the last thing we can say on this, because it's although it's helping us get clicks and views, so maybe we should just keep talking about the investigation.
Oh God, Bryce, I can't. we got a lot to talk about.
I think now there's a lot of chatter to get the Big Ten involved, which I still don't think they will.
I think they should. They should.
Shocker. You guys are scared to play us.
like you're gonna hate me for saying this. Like Mike Valenti said, you have 13 of you still have 13 other members of your conference. You have 4 more coming in. This is a bad look. And if 12 of the 13 already came to with evidence, allegedly they came with evidence. No, you can't sit on this. You have to say something. And they have said nothing.
Well, they said they'll follow the NCAA's lead.
Nah, that's not, Bryce. With all that's coming out, they gotta say something.
Yeah, we'll see.
There's too much information coming out.
Yeah, it's a lot of money that you would potentially be walking away from, assuming both teams. Yeah, I think it'd be guaranteed no matter what. Ohio State will get in if you lose in Ann Arbor on the 26th. Like, I think you guys are in if you win out no matter what.
Depending.
Yeah, of course. Depending on who else wins and loses. Then the same thing can be said, where I don't think it's as much of a guarantee if Michigan loses to you guys, because it's just not a strength of schedule.
Yeah.
And it depends on who else loses. So I think the biggest thing at the end of the day is people's checkbooks, and I don't think the Big Ten would want to walk away from 2 teams getting in the playoff again. I think that was a fat payday last year.
It all went to Connor.
Yeah.
You guys have a game this week, do you not?
Oh, we do. We got a night game.
Yeah.
The Boilermakers come to town. Trivia time again. Where is Purdue? You were just there earlier this season.
That is so true. Give me
Why you look it up right now on your phone?
I'm so bad where most colleges are. Where are they, Brian? No, wait, what's the first letter?
W.
I almost said West Point. I don't know.
West Lafayette.
Who cares?
West Lafayette, Indiana.
Who cares where they're located? My gosh.
You had a game there weeks ago.
Yeah, we came out there and beat them down. Who cares?
So it's a night game.
Yep.
Michigan's a 32-point favorite, which, mind you, the books are still taking their bets. You guys were talking all this talk about Vegas coming and taking them off.
No. There were some firms that said they encouraged their books to take you guys off. They said that, not me. Don't put that on me. Don't put that on me.
You were the vehicle that pushed the narrative. You can't blame the messenger, is what you're saying, right? Can't shoot the messenger.
Hey, they can't shoot me.
So we got the Boilermakers coming to town, and they are not a good football team. But I think more than that, they are beaten and battered down.
Yeah.
They are, and I just had their offense and defense. The offense. Sorry, the offense. Offense is mid bottom of the of college football.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
Yeah. College football defense is very middle of the road. They're 2-6, and only wins have come to against Virginia Tech, who's actually surged on a little bit more here.
Yeah, I think they have 1 loss in their conference right now. They're in play.
Yeah, they're 4-4 right now. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So they beat VT on the road, and then they beat Illinois, who is just a disappointment this year. Shocked by how bad Illinois is.
Yeah.
And then losses to Fresno State, which is not a bad loss. Lost to Syracuse, which is turned into not a great loss. Losses to Wisconsin, lost to Iowa, lost to UClowns, and then lost to Nebraska. Who, by the way, Nebraska's coming on. They're my pick for the West right now.
I like how they're playing football.
You gotta like.
I still like Wisconsin, but Matt Rule is probably the first or second best coach in that division. So.
Yeah, probably.
Can't
think of anyone better. You want to maybe say Ferentz, but
no.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, morale's low out of West Lafayette, and. I don't think we can talk about the players. We can talk about who to watch for, who to keep your eyes out for. I don't think this really matters who Michigan's playing this week. I think it's you're coming off the bye, and you got all this bleep going on right now, and you've got all this mess. And I think it's going to be. I know how you guys like to say Ohio against the world. I think they're going to be a very similar message, just saying, hey, we're the villains now. Everyone's going to hate us. Everyone's going to pray on our downfall. Let's go out and play ball. And we don't get high on what, Garrison?
We don't get high on our own supply.
We don't get high on our own supply. But boy, I am tempted and tickled to take that 32 with that minus sign next to it. It is
I believe
tantalizing.
you, brother. I believe you. I believe you.
I won't do it, but I won't do it. Jim talked with Brad Galley this week again, which is always my favorite interview. And he was just talking about how you have to look at this game and you have to view it as this is what was his exact words were? They're putting it all together type game. So you had to approach this game as like, this could be the game that Purdue turns it around. And you have to approach that. So feels like the guys are focused. I love it. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, Garrett, do you have anything on the Boilermakers? You guys obviously played them.
No, I mean, 32 and a half is a lot of points, but I don't think any of what's going on. Listen, the players are still playing and the coaches are still coaching as of right now.
Yep.
I don't think that's going to change anything. I don't think signs or no signs are going to help Purdue. I nothing can help them. Nothing can save them. They're going to get beat down today, this Saturday. If he says you guys are putting it all together, what that means to me is that I better see something out of that run game. And when I say that means I better see something out of that run game, that means I better see a two-headed monster. I haven't seen it all year. It hasn't been there all year. I don't think with this iteration of your guys' offensive line, I don't believe in the way it's looked so far this year. It's not that it's been bad. I'm not saying it's been bad. I also don't think it's been as dominant as it has been the last 2 years. I don't think Blake Corum looks the same. We all know Donnie don't look the same. I think but we know like in football going into these later months, you gotta start running the ball. So I'm going to be looking for Michigan Wolverines. My goodness, the Wolverines.
Don't start this now. Don't try to make this a thing. You've said it enough.
It has to be a thing, Bryce. It has to be. We're getting too close to the day. We're getting too close to the day. We're getting too close to the day. Are you okay?
It says man cave in the back. Are you gonna X that M out the week of?
Yes.
Loser. Weenie.
You're a cheater. But
Allegedly.
Your team is. But no, I want to see the run game pick up. I do. And I want to see if you guys can find another wide receiver outside of Roman.
Yeah. That's fair. I mean, again, we're nitpicking what we want to see from a team that I don't think is very good, and you'd like to see the run game happen. Khalil Mullins is back. He's been out a few weeks with injury, so he'll be back too. And he had some really nice carries against Minnesota and against Nebraska, and it really opens up our running back room. Not to mention, Blake hasn't played 4 quarters. But I guess he played Rutgers was 4-quarter game.
No, and against Rutgers, your starters played all 4.
Yep, one game.
So throw that narrative out of there.
One game.
That's dead and gone.
One game, we played all 4 quarters. So the guy should be fresh. But I think that's fair. I think you'd love to see a perfect offense performance, offensive line, cleaning up, just blowing Purdue off the ball. I don't have much more to add to that. I don't. I want to see how the guys respond given everything. I mean, this news came out the Thursday before Michigan State. You assume there's not really enough time to let it affect the game per se, maybe a little bit. And then you got the bye week. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, there's been a slow drip. So it's just been constant. And even with how fast this news cycle will move, but not just college football, but in sports in general.
They are moving off of y'all.
Like James Harden got traded. Like that's a big deal. And that kind of surfaced, but then all of a sudden another story comes out. So it just keeps coming and this slow drip is happening. And so I want to see how these guys respond and play. And not to mention too, we got Penn State after this. So sleeper performance, you looking ahead. We'll see.
And I talk about looking ahead. Well, I think Are they at Maryland, Penn State?
Yes.
Yo, so that should be a good one to watch. Also, maybe Penn State's home, but I know they play Maryland. That's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, it's in College Park. So that'll be
Ooh.
an interesting one. I gotta figure out what that line is. I don't think that's been announced yet, but that's an interesting one.
I know the line. It's I have it.
What's the line?
I'm not gonna give it up to you yet. It's
For
one of
Penn
my
State,
games.
Maryland?
It's one of my games.
Oh, okay, fair. Well, wait, but this is okay. All right.
It's 50 and a half. And I'm
Oh, the
taking
over under. Yeah.
It's 50 and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Oh, that one's I like Maryland. But okay.
Yeah.
You guys go to
Don't just
where's
like,
Rutgers?
we're going to the birthplace of college football. The birthplace of college football.
In Piscataway.
Piscataway. I know it's in Piscataway. That's the one I do know.
Uh-huh. So I have one comment for this game because
Yeah, go ahead.
I've seen this on Twitter a lot, and I had this thought before. Michigan's getting a lot of crap for their schedule, playing a lot of nobodies. All of a sudden, is Rutgers somebody? Like, can we count that as a good win? What's our approach here?
I think you can call that a good conference win. I think it was if I'm calling Wisconsin a good conference win, I think it's fair to call Rutgers a good conference win.
Okay. All right.
Now Rutgers, I mean, I think Rutgers is. I mean, they did lose to Wisconsin, who we did beat, but no, yeah, I think it's a good win. 6-2, Bryce. If you're 6-2 at this point in the season, why not?
Yep. And your only losses were to Michigan and what was the other loss?
Wisconsin.
And Wisconsin.
At Wisconsin.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
So,
it's a good record.
That's not a bad team. They're not a bad team. I think we've all known that Rutgers has they've had an influx of talent over the last few years. As Greg Schiano has been there. Bryce, let's not forget last year. You remember that little scuffle Schiano and Day got in? That late hit happened.
Oh, that was last year. Yeah, good callback.
Yeah, man. And man, I've never seen Ryan that pissed off in my life. But they had, like I said, they've had influx of talent come in. But over the last few years, that defense has I noticed it last year because I think they were like top 30 in the nation on defense. This year, Bryce, I mean, the 13th in points and the average points they give up, 9th in yards given up per game. That's a top 15 defense in the nation, easily. So I mean, they've been really good this year. I mean, they're getting up 276 yards per game. That's really good. That's really good. So, and they have a really good pass defense. I watched a little bit. I went back and I watched a little bit of the game against Indiana. I want to watch some common opponents. So I watched Indiana one for like a quarter or two. I watched a quarter of the Wisconsin one, but I watched a full 30. I watched a 30-minute video of you when you guys played them. Because I didn't remember that game mostly. Saw like that quick touchdown they got off you guys, but outside of that, they didn't really do much. I mean, they have a really good mobile quarterback. What's his Wimsatt. I think he's a very promising future if he can learn how to throw the ball. And actually, even against you guys, he has some throws in that game, Bryce. I said you can see it.
He had some big time dots in that game.
You can see it. He has some talent on him. But this is the Ohio State secondary, the best secondary in the nation. This is BIA, best in the nation, baby. So we'll see what happens. I do want to point out a few things I didn't notice about their team. They have a very active defensive line. I noticed that mostly when they played you guys. No, they're very good tacklers. I think that hurts us if our O-line can't get a push. I don't want to rely on our offense to always have our offensive weapons to always have to break tackles. And now that's their job. Don't get me wrong, but I don't have to rely off that. I mean, for us, man, listen. Well, Bad news. Found out Ryan Day said Maya Williams is out for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
He had that's tough. Had a procedure. He was just getting back into the fold. Brett said, you remember when I told you he was overweight? He was kind of like in the doghouse for a little bit. He was coming back. Now we've lost him. At the same time, though, I also this is the deepest running back room in the nation. We still have Chip. We still have Hayden. So, and people forget about this. We also put Xavier Johnson at running back. And I don't know if you watched that. We've been using him more as a Debo Samuels. We Bryce.
I've noticed that.
And I told you the guy's 215 pounds. So we've been bringing him around on a reverse a lot. We did multiple. I said, there's no way Ryan's gonna run this again. Yep, he did. Now I think he's doing that because he's putting that on film, and he's trying to set you guys up for something. I think that's why he keeps doing that, but also because Xavier can do it. He puts him in the at the running back position. We did that against Georgia last year where he ran that seam route right before half. It was like a 40-yard touchdown that he had. So he can do it all. That guy can do everything on that field. I don't think our defense. Bryce, again, this is another week. I don't know what to say about our defense. I'm not worried about them. We get Burke back. That's huge. I think in our safety room, Bryce, we're having I don't know why I'm blanking on our best safety's name right now.
Dude, fake fans.
I know, right? Fake. I've said his name 1,000 times, but
You're talking about Sonny.
Not Sonny, Bryce. Number 8.
Ransom.
Thank
Yeah,
goodness.
I hate that I had to plug that for you. That's the bad look for both of us.
Oh, Bryce. Oh, stop.
We get 100 subscribers, and this is what happens.
Listen. It's been a long day. It's gonna be a long day also. But I think Ransom's dealing with a little bit of like injury. Nothing crazy. I did hear Ryan Day talk about possibly getting Lorenzo Styles coming back into the fold. They said Cam Martinez has been a little banged up. I don't need to see Cam Martinez on the field. That's a West Michigan kid.
I was shocked that he played and he got beat.
Bryce, it was crazy, Bryce. I'm sitting here. It was funny. It wasn't just me, Bryce. It's every Buckeye fan. We all talked about it.
Oh yeah.
I see one guy get burnt for 20-some yards. I'm like, who?
He changed his number too from last year.
And take my number off. That's mine. Take that off. I see a number 3, Bryce, and I said, "Oh my god!" And I just he only see the field, but Lorenzo has one more game that he can play. So hopefully in these next few games, he can get in. He's been learning the position, as you know. He's been a wide receiver for Notre Dame for the past 2 years prior before he got to Ohio State. So yeah, man. One thing, Kyle got a little banged up, in that game last week. Hopefully he's gonna be fine. But the last thing I'm gonna leave you with is this. And I kind of mentioned it prior to this when we were talking about your team and talking about running the ball late in the year. Throughout the season, Bryce, we've been running 10 personnel more. We've been bringing. It's not even the tight ends, Bryce. We'll bring a tackle out to do that. You know what I'm saying? So do we cover the spread? I don't know, but I do know it's gonna be a dominant win.
Is it 18? Is that what it is?
18.5, I think.
Yeah, one thing to note is Rutgers has given up the second fewest points, or excuse me, passing yards per game.
Yeah.
Behind Michigan.
Yeah.
So technically, by that metric, a better pass defense than yours, and they are top 10 in total yards per game. You guys are 4.
Yeah.
So that defense, it could be special.
They do give up 120 rushing yards, though. So
yeah, it looks like Russian defense is maybe where it falls, and
yeah,
that's what you guys have going for you. So
last week we did.
So 17-point victory is what you're predicting.
Around there.
Respect. All right. Well, we got the top 25 or the
Yeah.
rankings were released last night. You guys came in at number 1, which I think is the right pick right now.
Sure.
Bulldogs at 2, Wolverines 3. Right, Florida State 4. Did I get that right?
Yeah. Florida State 4.
Yep, and then Washington, Oregon at 5 and 6.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I you guys are number 1. I thought that made sense. Probably one of the best resumes in college football. Put you there.
Probably it is.
Yeah, I think Florida State's is pretty good, but then it just shows that maybe Florida State. I think they were at 4. Like I had Florida State at 1. You had them at 2, I think, right?
Yeah, but I think it's because they, like I told you, they've had some games where it's like, ugh. Like sometimes that defense just doesn't look good.
Yeah,
and that's the problem.
Yeah. The biggest thing for me was that we were in it, and I told you last week. I said if you're here to worry about anything, worry about the Big Ten, about the CFP, and they made it clear last night that they're leaving it to the NCAA to figure this stuff out, at least for now. And because of that, we're in the top 4.
Yep. Lisa, I had Ohio State at 3. But that was my own personal. I knew there's a really good chance that they're going to fit number 1. I think if the next few weeks, even though you got Georgia that plays like a Missouri this week, which is a bigger game than either one of us have this week. I think if Ohio State can just blow teams out until we get to you guys, we can stay there. I think it's imperative that Ohio State stays there at 1 or 2.
Yeah.
I think it's imperative that we do that. I think there's a lot of one-loss teams, Bryce, that can play their way into this.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
If I'm looking at 6 through 13 are all one-loss teams with names like Oregon, Texas, Bama, Oklahoma, Ole Miss, Penn State, Missouri. Like it's really interesting to see that. The biggest problem I have with this whole poll, why is USC ranked 20?
Number 13.
No, USC is ranked 20.
No, I know. Number Caleb Williams.
Oh,
I don't know.
That right there is just baffling to me. I can't even. I'm sorry. They're right. Yeah. I can't even understand that. Yeah, I can't even understand that. I think if you put USC on the field with Oklahoma State, Kansas State, today they lose. I think that.
Yeah, I mean they've got obviously they got Washington this week, Oregon next week, UCLA the week after that. So I think we'll see how legitimate they are and how long they last there.
I saw a bunch of people complaining about like Oklahoma being behind Texas. You lost to Kansas.
100%. Yeah, I don't understand why people were upset about that.
Yeah. That's all really. I don't take much away from it. I think it was a good poll overall, except for USC.
Yeah, 3 teams in the Big Ten is not a good look for the conference. I guess that's surprised.
And my world, Bryce, I see 1, 2, 3.
It's very good looking at it that way.
Yeah, man. Yeah, So.
I think I saw that. Is it 10 of the 12, or maybe it was 11 of the 12, top 12 are going to be in the SEC or Big Ten next year?
That's insane.
Yeah. So it's all changing. All right. Picks, baby.
Yeah.
I don't have our records in front of us, but I'll go first.
We got to make sure we update that.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
Go ahead.
There's too much going on with this. Josh McDaniels got fired last night. And that's second page news to Michigan. Whatever.
That's Jim's next job. That's Chicago.
Stop. That's scary. That's scaring me. All right. Lock of the week. I'm going to kick it right off because it's the first game of the day. Notre Dame -3 at Clemson.
Hey,
smash that.
Lock it in, bud. I got it too. Lock that
too.
In. Yeah,
I saw that. I had to look a couple times at that spread. Like that's put the mortgage on responsibly.
Yeah.
Give me the Cornhuskers against Michigan State. That team is dead. It's dead. And then the other side, Nebraska has new life. I think.
What are they, Bryce?
The Cornhuskers?
No, Michigan State. What are they?
They're dead.
Okay.
They're dead. Give me Oklahoma and Bedlam -6. They're going to come back. Like you said, one-loss teams are still alive. They're still alive. Didn't love this one, but I'm going to go Kentucky -3.5. And then stay in the SEC. Give me Ole Miss -3 against the Aggies.
Ooh.
I love that offense-defensive matchup. I think A&M's defense is awesome. Lane Kiffin's offense is awesome. Give me the 3. Field goal for the win. I guess that'd be a push. Field goal. I don't know. Touchdown to win.
Touchdown. Okay, I like it. All right, man. So you already got one of mine. I got Notre Dame -3 against Clemson. I just think Notre Dame's a really good team. I think they're better than Clemson. And Dabble's more worried about now. He's more worried about his callers. So
That was awesome.
That was beautiful college football moment. Give me Kansas State +4 against Texas, and then also just give them Kansas State. I'm taking it.
Oh, love it.
I'm taking Kansas State in this game. I really like what's going on there, and Malik, I think, has a lot of talent, but he's immobile, and he's just like Joe Milton. He thinks 5-yard passes have to be rockets. Give me Utah -11 versus Arizona State. I think they're going to come back and beat the brakes off of them.
Yep, I like that.
Maryland, Penn State. Give me the
over.
Yeah, give me the over.
Yeah, that was what 15.5.
Yeah, give me the over on that. And then Iowa Northwestern. I was skeptical. Then it went to 30.5 today. Give me the under. Just give me the under. So it went up a point. It was at 29.5. It was 29.5. I'm guessing that's crazy if it went up 30 just because Ferris is still there. His son's still there, right?
Yeah. I think the reports are that he's done at the end of the season.
Okay, yeah. So there was one more I had, and I'm not gonna take it.
Throw it out there for the people.
Yeah, taking the over on UGA, Missouri. Yeah, that might be free money.
What's that number?
54.5. Because this is what I
That's
do know.
That's a good pick. I like that.
Georgia's gonna score on Missouri, and Missouri's gonna score a little bit. Not a little bit, but they're gonna get some points. They're gonna get to 20. They're gonna get to 20.
Yeah, I mean 30-24.
Yeah.
That gets.
Oh, Georgia's getting to 40.
Yeah, that gets you there.
Right, Georgia's getting 40.
50. Yeah. I think so. All right, another week. Let's hope next episode there's no more news. We can just talk football because I know that's what we all want.
By then, your program might be done.
Yeah, whatever. All right. See you guys later.